success. All right, so see, we've got a couple of students here. I think that's great. And we have some Foothill staff and faculty. Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So because we probably don't need the full hour and a half that was originally allotted, we'll give people just a few more minutes to come on in, and then we'll get started. For our Foothill staff, if you would assist me in the chat, group chat, that would be great.
Yeah.
For those of us who are either future students or current students or new students, there is a chat feature on the bottom of your screen in Zoom. You should be able to chat, and you can type questions into that chat box and get an answer. And we will have questions and answers at the end of the presentation as well. So if anybody's joining by phone, I don't think I saw anybody, but just in case, we'll be able to hear you then. I am hearing that George cannot hear me. George, I'm going to type a message to you and everyone. Oops, I think I ended up sending that not privately on accident. Okay, so George couldn't hear me. I put some helpful hints. Hopefully that will help for the settings. All right, let's see here. What time is it? We'll give another minute and then we'll continue. If my lovely colleagues from Foothill want to watch out for more people expressing maybe some troubleshooting needs for Zoom, if you want to jump in, if you're comfortable. You know, I don't want to force anybody if you're still learning Zoom yourself.
We're here to help, Jenny.
Thank you, Josh. That's my supervisor, Josh. There. Thank you for coming. Okay, so I think we will get this started.
Awesome.
Here. I'm going to close the chat box so I can see more. I'm sorry, what was that? Was that Simon?
A lot of people. This is awesome.
This is so great. Okay, so welcome everyone. My name is Janie Garcia, and we are here today to learn more about ESL, English Second Language, at Foothill. We are going to focus on our non-credit classes, but also talk about what happens beyond that. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment because I would love to introduce some people. But before we do that, I just want to say again that this video presentation is being recorded. So just want everybody aware of that. We are recording it for all of our friends or maybe family who couldn't make it today. And any future students will be able to use this video. Or if you yourself who did get to attend today wants to go back and watch the video again, you can experience it as many times as you would like. So we are recorded. everyone is muted at the moment. If you have any trouble with your internet connection, we recommend turning off your video. You can do that by selecting the arrow, clicking on the arrow next to stop video, or just clicking on stop video, I should say. If you have any trouble. If not, it's nice to see your lovely faces. Okay, so let me stop sharing my screen so we can introduce our lovely special guests. We have some faculty here, and I would love if these wonderful Foothill faculty members could go one by one, give us a brief hello, and let us know who you are. I definitely will rely on your help later when we talk about specific classes, but let's make sure we know who's in the room. So I'm going to stop sharing. Faculty, please introduce yourselves.
Hi, everybody. My name is Bob. On the catalog, my name will be written as Robert. My last name is Lanz, L-A-N-Z. I'm going to be teaching NCEL 41302. It's going to be a level 1 class, which is going to be high beginner. It's going to be in the evening on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 5:30 to 8:40. The class will start next week and go for 11 weeks in total. It's really nice to meet you all, and if you have any questions, I'd love to answer your questions.
Who do we have next?
I'll go next. Hi everyone, my name is Ebru Göksel Demir. I am also teaching ESL at Foothill College. I've been teaching both credit and non-credit at Foothill since 2012. And although I don't have an assignment to teach at the Sunnyvale Center next quarter, I will be tutoring at the TLC, the Teaching and Learning Center, which we'll be talking about later on today. But I'm happy to see everyone, and I just want to say hello.
Thank you. Someone go ahead and jump in next.
Well, I will go next. All right. I am Yuhan, and I'm teaching NCEL 423 in the morning. So our classes in the morning, right? And it's level 2, intermediate level, right? All right, and I guess Sharon can go next.
All right, love you nominated somebody. Great.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
let me go after you, Han, because I'm teaching the same class. It's intermediate level ESL, integrated skills. Yuhan's teaching in the morning and I'm teaching in the evening.
Thank you. I think we had, yes, Victoria, you will need to unmute yourself.
I guess if I want to talk. Bob and I are teaching the same class. He's
Yeah.
teaching at night and I'm teaching in the morning.
Mhm.
So the beginning level, I haven't taught it for a while, but I'm excited about the new Reading Explorer book and the new Fog 2 book. So it looks like we're going to have a lot of options. I've taken some hybrid classes and online classes. And I think they can be pretty exciting depending on the teacher. Okay, that's it for me. Oh, I've been teaching at Foothill since 2015. Next.
I can go next. My name is Amy Sarver, and I'm not teaching at Sunnyvale this next quarter, but I will be teaching the level 3 mirrored class. So that's ESL 226 and the non-credit class also NCEL 426. So I will be teaching both of those classes.
Excellent. Did I miss anybody? No, I think that was all of
Yeah.
us. If I'm wrong, please jump in.
I think that's good. Yeah.
Great. Okay, so let me go back to my screen here. Great. So I am going to begin. So just to remind everybody, today's presentation is about the ESL, or English as a Second Language, offerings at Foothill College. We probably have a mixture of students who will be or are new to Foothill, maybe some students who have already taken non-credit classes or other classes with us at Foothill. So some of the information may be new, some of it may not be new. We're gonna try to cover everything. Again, there is a chat box that you can ask questions in by clicking on chat and typing them in. We've got lovely people there to answer your questions, but we will also have time for questions and answers at the end. And I want to invite our faculty to let me know if there's something you would like to add to any slide. And I will also be inviting you, faculty, to give us more details about our specific levels when we get there. So let's begin. At Foothill, we are a college who serves the community. And if it is one thing that we know, it's that our community speaks many languages, and we are lucky for that. We live in an area that has people who come from all over the world. And just like our community, Foothill College students speak many languages. With that said, when you live in this area, in this country, English is the most commonly spoken language. So, just like knowing and speaking and communicating in your native language, speaking and communicating in English can be a useful tool. Or as the kids say, knowing English is cool. That's why we have the cool emoji here, the sunglasses cool emoji. Having English as a skill, knowing English, improves conversations that you have with those that you know really well, your friends and your family. Studying English can also improve your communication at work, to do your job better because you can communicate with those around you. It also improves an understanding and your capabilities for school to be more successful as you learn new skills for your future. So there are many reasons why learning English is a good thing and why it's a skill that you can use in your life. At Foothill, our ESL courses are 5 levels. Today, we will focus on the beginning levels more specifically, but we will also talk about where you go after the beginning levels. Before I talk about the classes in detail, I want to be clear. As we know, right now is a different time. We have been told all throughout California that we need to shelter in place, meaning we need to stay at our homes and limit how much we go out into the world. We go into our world and our communities only for the essential things like shopping for food, getting medicine. Those are the important reasons. Everything else, we need to stay at home. Because Foothill College knows that your education is important, we have offered all of our courses through a virtual campus and classroom environment. This virtual class or courses and virtual campus will last through our whole spring quarter, which is from April 13th, next Monday, all the way through June 26th. So we will be virtual. What does that mean? Why be virtual? So virtual means you will access your course materials and you will interact or communicate with your instructors online, maybe through a computer, maybe through a cell phone, maybe through a tablet like an iPad. Why are we going virtual? Well, Foothill College is committed to helping everyone stay safe. Foothill wants you, your families, our lovely teachers, all of the people who work at Foothill College to stay safe. but we still want you to be a part of a learning community. And that's what we have at Foothill. Now we will do that virtually. You will use technology to connect or access your instruction. Everything that you would learn in the classroom, we are working hard to put into a virtual online format. And it will also allow you or help you to work together with your teacher and with your other students in your classroom, even though we're staying at home, sheltering in place, and being safe. So let's talk a little bit about our first levels. This is some general information about levels 1 and 2. Levels 1 and 2 are what we call our non-credit classes. What non-credit means is that those classes are free, meaning no tuition. There are options to buy books, but we try to also have our books available for you to borrow them. We will be giving you more information once you enroll in a class. Your teachers will reach out to you and let you know what the options are for your books. But for tuition, for the fee for the class, there is no fee for levels 1 and 2. They are free classes. So when you think of non-credit, think of free. Isn't that a great word? Don't we all love that word? Free. I know I love that word. That's why I said it 10 times. So for these levels 1 and 2, you are looking at learning a general ability. This is maybe the beginning for you in learning to understand, read, write, and speak for every day. There are no requirements like taking a special class or taking a test to get into these classes. You can enroll in these classes if you would like, no requirements. Let's say you think, I'm ready for level 1 only. I want to sign up for level 1. That is great. If you decide level 1 maybe is too easy, I want a bigger challenge, I want to go into another level, you can change levels. We want you to make sure you're successful. And sometimes being successful means taking the challenging class or taking the class that maybe is a little bit harder, but you know you can do it. You can take these classes more than once. So if you liked it so much or you liked your teacher so much, you could always take it again. This is also a great opportunity to know what it's like to be a Foothill College student. And it's free, so that opportunity is a really good deal. As a Foothill College student, you have access to a lot of great services, and we will talk about that more in this presentation later. Another great reason to take a levels 1 and 2 non-credit class, I probably should have put this at the top, is you practice English with other students. I know this is maybe hard advice, but the best way to learn a new language is to use the language. And you are going to be able to use the language in class virtually with your other students and with your instructor. So just a little bit of information more specifically about level 1. These classes involve NCEL, which stands for Non-Credit English Learning, 411, 412, 413. They focus on basic grammar, basic vocabulary, and develop fluency. I also should take the time to mention that when you see a little camera icon here on the slides, you might want to take a picture for later information. Again, this is recorded, so you can access it later, but I know this is a lot of information and I don't expect you all to remember it all today. So please feel free to take a picture. You don't have to tell me, so I won't smile and pose, but feel free to do that if you want to. Okay, let's go back to the slide. You can find out which courses are available by visiting the course schedule, and I have listed the website where you can find that, foothill.edu/schedule. Before I invite our faculty to talk a little bit about level 1, I want to make sure we know what it means to develop fluency. What does fluency mean? Fluency involves learning and growing skills that have to do with listening, speaking, reading, and writing. When you learn English at Foothill College, we will work with you on all of these aspects of learning the language. With that said, I would like to invite any of our teachers, especially those who teach level 1. Is there anything you would like to cover for our students? Make sure you unmute yourself.
Well, I guess one thing I would say, Bob and I are teaching the same level, but since we're virtual, I think it'll be pretty exciting to have 3 hours of talking for the people who want to talk and work on grammar. I think muscle memory is really important. And I'm working on a lot of fun things to do. I guess that's it. What would you say about the class, Bob?
Yeah, I agree with everything that Vicki said. Vicki's teaching the morning class and I'm teaching the evening class. And I agree with what Janie says, that we work with all the different skills. We deal with listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And we also organize around grammar topics. So we'll be learning grammar and these other skills at the same time. And I'm really excited about getting to work with all the students in this upcoming quarter.
Could I ask one question? So Bob, since we're teaching the same class, is it possible for people to also come to your class at night if they wanted to like have grammar 413 twice a day?
Absolutely.
People want to really practice their English.
Yeah, I think as long as the classes are at 2 different times, they could be enrolled in both classes.
Okay, and know that my class, I still have room for more students. So if they want to come, I mean, in the past, I've noticed that students really want talking, and especially not to, a lot of the students come from countries where they're really great at grammar and writing and reading, but they haven't had the opportunity to talk that much. So that's why I think the virtual classes are going to give students a chance to force themselves to speak English, and then like the chat, they can write, to each other. And then I guess there's some other platforms that students could go on to network with each other without the teacher and talk. So I think they're pretty valuable too.
Mm-hmm.
Great, thank you so much for adding that. I am excited to have our students experience your classes and the fun things you have planned. Before I speak more about level 2, I wanted to tell all of our students here today that we also have tutoring available, especially through our Teaching and Learning Center, or what we call the TLC. So tutoring is when another person helps you learn, and everyone needs help, no matter what. Everyone can benefit from help. And I'm happy to say that for our TLC tutoring, it is also available virtually. You get one-on-one support, meaning one person helps you, and you can get any kind of support for anything reading and writing. I am going to turn it over to Miss Ebru, who can tell us more about tutoring at the TLC.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. So I am a faculty tutor at the TLC, and I've been tutoring for quite a few years now. So this is basically a free program for all Foothill College students, where you get that one-on-one tutoring, which is a great opportunity. Basically, what happens is you come to a tutoring session with any topic that you'd like. It could be grammar, could be vocabulary, reading, writing, and you sit down with a tutor and you spend about 20 minutes on that tutoring session. Again, it's one-on-one, it's free, and it's very effective because you have all that attention from a faculty tutor. What else? Yeah, and I think it's just a great opportunity for all Foothill College students to use. You can bring in your homework assignments that you'd like to go over. You can even just come to a tutoring session to have a conversation with a tutor. So we have all sorts of opportunities for you. And I think that next quarter in spring, we might even have a conversation club, which we used to have in the past, where we have a group of students with a tutor and you engage in a conversation topic. It's usually a lot of fun. So that's just something that I want to let you know. So if you are especially interested in conversation groups, please let Janie know, let me know, so that we can find out how many people are interested and then we can get that started for the spring.
Nice. Could I ask a question, Ebru? Well, my students always ask about pronunciation. So is it possible for them to come to the TLC and work with you or one of the other tutors? And you know how like everyone gets stuck on pronunciation for certain letters or certain words? So
definitely. Yes, we can work on pronunciation as well.
Good. That's good to know. So I'll let my students know.
Please do.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ebru. And I'm so glad we got to get you into the presentation while you still had the time. Thank you for joining us.
No problem. Thanks.
For students, just to remind you, if you're interested in the tutoring opportunity, and again, there's our favorite word. This is a free service, no pay, no money needed. You can go to the website here that I've shown on the screen. If not for anything, you can also just reach out to me, and before we're done today, I will make sure you have my contact information. But yes, this service, along with many of our other services that you will learn about today, are great for your learning. Please do not be shy to take advantage of these things. We want to help you and we want you to be successful. So remember that moving forward. All right, let's talk about level 2. So level 2 is still our non-credit free ESL classes. This is maybe the next step or intermediate level. The classes for this level are NCEL 421, 422, and 423. Really, it's just the next step. You're continuing to work on your skills with fluency, with grammar, with vocabulary. These classes can also be found, or more information can be found in our spring course schedule. And again, we have our website here, foothill.edu/schedule. Now I would like to invite faculty, especially those who teach these courses, to say a little bit more to our students.
Well, so similar to level 1, we also do a lot of fluency, a lot of practice on fluency. So I think the whole idea of level 1 and 2 is to practice grammar through using them. And I think level 2, we get to explore a lot of topics. That's what I really like about it. And we get to talk a little bit deeper, have deeper discussion, because most of the students have a little bit higher level. And you might feel a little bit hard, but I still encourage you to try and to stay and challenge yourself. Sharon, do you have anything to add?
No, it's the same course. We're doing very similar things. There'll be some interesting readings. We'll use Canvas to do some discussions there, both spoken and written discussions. We'll be using Flipgrid so I can see your beautiful faces. And I think it's going to be fun. I'm pretty excited to explore a new way of offering class.
All right, Janie, I think you're still muted.
I was testing you all. Thank you for paying attention. I think that's the #1 Zoom trick that we all do, is our lip sync contests when we leave ourselves on mute. Anybody, any other faculty want to add anything to our level 2 information? Okay, so we can move forward. So let's say after you complete levels 1 and 2, you may be wondering, what do I do next? What's next for me? At Foothill College, we want you to know that your future is in your hands, and we want to help you to go further. We want to help you to be successful in your future. And one of the ways that we do that at Foothill College is by guiding you through your pathway. A pathway is like a road or a journey that you're on. And for ESL, the pathway may look something like what you see in front of you. Let's say you start at levels 1 and 2. Where do you go after that? You can continue to improve your English skills and your fluency onto levels 3, 4, and 5. I will tell you a little bit more about these levels in a moment. But basically, when you continue to learn English, you are going through the steps of what you can do. Remember in the beginning, we talked about learning English to communicate with friends and family. But then maybe we want to learn more English to communicate at work and in more professional environments. But let's say we want to go even further and you want to learn English well enough to go on into higher education. I know that in our population of students who take English as a second language with us, we have people who have gone to college and earned university degrees in their home countries. If you would like to do that here as well, we want to support that. So let's talk about what can come after level 3, 4, and 5. Training. At Foothill College, you don't have to get a degree. You can also just learn a skill. We've got work skills, we've got art skills. You can take a class in learning a new medical field, radiological technology, dental assisting, pharmacy technician, but you can also learn skills for art. We have pottery classes, photography classes. There are a lot of opportunities. It can be just for fun, just to make sure you are learning and growing and doing new things. We also have classes that are geared toward a job in general. Let's say you want to improve computer skills because you want to go into a job or you have a job that works on the computer and you want to have better skills with that. You can take even a speech class that helps you to give presentations. You want to be able to go to work and do a presentation either online or in person. We can help you to present and be a better communicator. Let me be clear, speech class is not just for people whose English is their second language. I took a speech class when I was in college, and it was the best class I ever took. It made me comfortable to speak to a crowd because many native English speakers will tell you just because we speak English fluently doesn't mean we're comfortable speaking to a crowd. So there's skill building that we can do beyond our ESL classes. And then of course, if you want a degree, that option is available for you too. You have an associate's degree available at Foothill College. If you want to go on and transfer to a university, our Foothill College has a top 2 transfer rate in the country. Our students transfer to prestigious, really famous colleges all over the United States and beyond. So you could transfer on to university already having a lot of the credits that you need to get a bachelor's degree done at Foothill and for much cheaper. It's much cheaper to take classes at Foothill than the universities. So you could transfer on for a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, a PhD, and higher. Those are all things we want to help you with. Okay, so before we move on to services and other information related to those, I want to just briefly go over our levels 3, 4, and 5 class. Teacher Kuo said a very good point. Sometimes these classes might be a little hard, but that's okay. You can make it through. We are here to help you. So don't be afraid to challenge yourself. For our level 3, 4, and 5 classes, These classes are actually listed under English for Second Language Learners, or ESLL. If you want to find these in the schedule of classes, you will look under ESLL. These courses are 4 credit, which means that when you pass them with a grade of C or better, you will get credit on a college transcript for Foothill. A transcript is just your experience for the college as you are here with your grades listed, how well you performed in the class. 4 credit classes have transcript grades provided when you're completed the class successfully. 4 credit classes also means that you pay tuition fees. For our level 3, you can take those classes as non-credit, meaning no tuition, for free, no paid tuition. It is up to you. You have the choice. However, with the non-credit level 3, because people take that class also for credit, it's maybe a little bit more requirements, like your attendance, your work that you do, and things like that. You got to make sure that if you're going to take level 3, because it's a 4 credit class, even if you're taking it as non-credit, that you have the commitment and the time to take that class, because we want you to be successful. These higher levels will help you to improve your skills for your academic ability. So beyond communication at home and at work, we're talking about academic communication and really growing your English language, not only as language, but also as the art form of English. Of course, as you go into higher levels, you're also getting more college experience. You're continuing to receive the services that we provide you, and you're continuing to have a learning community. You know, we're all hopeful that eventually, you know, after the spring quarter, we won't have to shelter in place anymore and we can go on to the college. Both of our college campuses, whether it's the Sunnyvale campus, which we have our non-credit ESL classes at, and our main campus, which we have our 4 credit ESL classes at, are beautiful campuses. So hopefully, you know, after spring, you'll be able to get that beautiful college experience as well. If you're unsure of what level you should be at, we do have placement testing available. And I will speak more about that in just a moment. But first, I want to invite any of our ESL faculty who teach these levels or have more information about these levels to please feel free and share with us now.
So hi, again, my name is Amy Sarver, if you missed my introduction at the beginning, and I will be teaching level 3 high intermediate grammar, and we will be meeting on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Friday mornings. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, class will start at about 8 a.m. and on Friday, class will start at 9 a.m. And then each of those days, class ends at, I think it's at 9:50. So in this class, we're going to be just doing a review of the basic tenses, but we'll also be introducing passive voice and some conditionals. And I'm trying to think what else we're going to be going over. We're going to be doing a little bit more practice of the present perfect progressive. And then if you, I think we will also get into the past perfect and the past perfect progressive. So we'll be doing lots and lots of grammar in this high intermediate grammar class, but I like to play a lot of games and keep my class fun and engaging. There will be lots of opportunities to practice speaking in my class and applying the grammar that we practice in the homework. So I look forward to seeing you in my class, and let me know if you have any questions. You can type them into the group chat here and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Was Deborah on by any chance? Did you want to add anything if you are here with us? Okay, not a problem. All right, let's keep cruising because I definitely want to get to question and answers. If you all have any, we are definitely wanting to answer those today before you leave. All right. Okay, so we mentioned a placement test. You're probably wondering, what is a placement test? We use a placement test to help you know where to start. So again, if you are not sure what level you are ready for, this can help you. What a placement test is. It is a test for listening and reading. It can take up to 2 hours long, but there is not a time limit. The results of your test will place students in the level classes. I'm sorry, this is a mistake. It will place you in other levels, not just 4 and 5. Oh, I managed to write on my screen. Not sure how I did that. I'm learning Zoom, so I learned a new trick today. So again, to be clear, the results will place students in any level. However, you are not required to take the placement test unless you want the higher levels, and I'll talk more about that in a moment. So the results will place you in the appropriate level. Some students, but not all, when taking the placement test, will need to do a timed writing test as well. And the people who give the placement test in the assessment department will let you know if the writing is required for you. How can you take the placement test? First, you must apply to Foothill because you need a student ID, or what we call a campus-wide ID, CWID for short. To apply to our school, Foothill College, it is free. You're not even obligated to register for a class, so you don't have to register for a class. You can apply, take the placement test, and then decide if you want to register. Once you take your, when you take your test, what you need to do first is email this email address that you see here, fhtesting@fhda.edu, and tell them you would like to take the ESL placement test. They will help you to do that. So again, why should you take the placement test? You do not know which level is right for you, and you want to make sure. That is fine. We will help you. The other reason you would take this placement test, again, like I said, for levels 1, 2, and 3, a placement test is not required. You can just register for those classes. But if you want to take level 4 and you have not taken and passed with a C or better the level 3 courses, you will need to take a placement test to show us that you're ready for level 4 because we want you to be successful. Okay, so let's move back to talking about virtual classroom. So as I said earlier, in case anybody missed it, because of the statewide order to shelter in place, all of our courses are offered virtually, meaning you will access your course through computer and internet access. So this is what you need in order to participate for your virtual class. A computer of some sort. You can get by with tablets and phones, but a computer is most likely the best operating system, the best way for you to have all of the functions you need. You will also need internet access in order to get online, in order to enter your virtual class. An active email address is important. We will need to communicate with you, and email is a virtual form of communication. We also recommend that you have a dedicated working space. What that means is, or multiple, you have a space or spaces. What that means is there is somewhere for you to work where you will be comfortable, where you will be happy, hopefully not many distractions. I know if you have kids, you probably don't have anywhere where you can get away and not be distracted. So this isn't a requirement, we just recommend it. Because one of the things we need to make sure we do during our shelter in place is that we stay healthy. And mental healthy is important, just like physical body healthy is. So when you have a dedicated or space just for working on your class, that'll help you to focus, that'll help you to be successful. I know it's not always possible for all of us, but we do want you to take that advice, and if you can make it happen, make it happen. So that's what you need for a virtual class. Let's talk about what Foothill can help or provide for you so your virtual class experience is successful. First, I want to point out this website, foothill.edu/virtual campus. This is a great resource for all the information and a lot of answers to questions you may have about how you participate and be successful with a virtual campus. Few of the things that we offer: free access to Canvas. Canvas is an application that all of our Foothill College students get for free, and this is how you access your classes. We also have contact information on this virtual campus website for your division dean. You will communicate mostly with your teacher, but just in case you're having any trouble contacting your teacher, we do have deans who are people who oversee departments. So you would be able to find your dean's information and contact her if you had more questions. We also have a virtual student technology hub, which is a really fancy way of saying we know that some people need help with their technology. And so again, by going to this virtual campus website, you can get help. Let's say you're new to Canvas, you're new to Zoom, which is what we're on today, and you want to get help to learn how to be more successful with this, all the forms of technology you need for your virtual class. You can get that help there. There's also an emergency relief fund. This is a fund or amount of money that Foothill College has. It is based on student by student, but if you are in need, if you want to participate in the virtual campus and have a virtual class, but you are in need of maybe a computer or a hotspot, which is access to the internet, you can request and apply for some fund to help you get those things you need. Unfortunately, we cannot guarantee this to all students, but we still encourage you to go to this website and email our equity office to request this support. And based on your request, we may be able to grant that for you. Another support we provide is our hybrid courses. So the reason we say virtual or hybrid is because we want you to know these classes were supposed to be, or some of our classes were supposed to be in person, right? Foothill College actually has a lot of online learning classes that even when we are not sheltering in place, our students choose to take classes only online. That is not virtual, that is not a hybrid course. So if you are worried, especially if you're an international student and you are worried that maybe you are not supposed to be taking online classes, virtual and hybrid courses are not considered online. They are just classes that we're supposed to meet in person that cannot because we are sheltering in place. If you need more information about that because it applies to you, please feel free to reach out to me. And again, I will give you my contact information at the end. Last but definitely not least, we provide student services for you. And I want to talk more about that. So let's get into that. Student services are available for all students, whether you are paying tuition or not, non-credit or for credit. Student services are available for you. So some of these services include basic services. Even though we are not able to have you come onto our campus, our Foothill staff has worked really hard to provide these services for you virtually as well. These are accessible through phone, email, and other computer or online access. So admissions and records are our people who can help you with registration and application. I'm also available to help you with application and registration as well. We also have people in our financial aid office who are helping you out virtually. So if you are paying for classes and you want to know your options for helping you pay for classes, they are definitely the people that you need to reach out to. We also have different services like our extended opportunity services, our care services, and CalWorks, if that applies to you. Those offices are also doing all the communication and providing all their service information to you virtually. So you're able to reach out to them by email or phone and get that support. Health and wellness. I already said it once. We have to stay healthy, not just from, you know, this COVID-19, but we also need to stay healthy everywhere else, mentally, physically. We offer Disability Resource Center for our students who need more support with their learning. Some students come to Foothill already knowing they need special services to help them learn, so they have that experience. Well, at Foothill College, let's say you've never had special services because of the way that you learn or the way that you read, or you need more time to take a test. We can test you and make sure we are able to provide services maybe that you've never even experienced before, but you've always wondered, do I need extra support because of the way that I learn? The people at Disability Resource Center can help you answer that question. We also provide some information regarding hunger assistance. Right now, some people have maybe lost their jobs, or maybe before we sheltered in place, you already were, you know, maybe struggling with, you know, money or food. And hey, I get it. We live in a very expensive area. Well, our food pantry is a service we usually provide for students in person. However, they have provided a little bit of their service during the shelter in place. And if we can't provide it for you at the website, which I will show you here in a moment, you can also go to learn more about hunger assistance programs that are in our local communities and Bay Area. So that way, if we can't help you with food or hunger, those people can. And then we have a whole mental health department as well. Let's say you need to talk to somebody about what's going on. You know, maybe this whole shelter in place is hard on you, or you're scared, which is totally understandable. You can schedule an appointment to talk to somebody and help yourself feel better. Okay, next we have academic services. We already talked about tutoring. It is available online through our Teaching and Learning Center. And then also, just to note, for tutoring, what you do need, again, is that dedicated or quiet place. And you do want a computer, phone, or tablet, like an iPad, that has microphone access, so you are able to communicate with your tutor virtually. We also have counseling services. So these counseling services are for academics. Remember, we talked about your pathway. What do you want to do at Foothill College? What do you want to do after Foothill College? Your counselor can help you with the academics and help you plan your pathway. Now, at Foothill College, we've got many wonderful counselors. This counselor, Maritza Jackson Sandoval, she is specifically here to work with our adult learners, especially those who come from adult education. So I recommend her, but like I said, all of our counselors are lovely, and I'll give you a website where you can find more counselors. But if you're interested in meeting Maritza over the phone or over the computer, I definitely recommend you send her an email and tell her you would like to talk about your Foothill future. Again, for this service and all these other services, you want to at least apply for Foothill College and register for a non-credit ESL class. So remember, these are services we provide for our students. If you're in non-credit and you're not paying tuition, you still get these services too. So for more information, as I only gave you a little bit of details, believe it or not, you can go to this website, foothill.edu/services. And for every service I mentioned, you'll be able to find out more information, and you will be able to send an email or do a phone call and set up appointments. So this is where you want to start first, foothill.edu/services. Okay, so now that you have all of this wonderful information, are you excited? I'm going to take your silence as a yes. I am sure you are totally excited. Maybe not as excited as this young woman here, young lady, I should say, but that's okay. Maybe you are, and I hope you are. So you're probably wondering, what do I do next? I'm excited and I need to know where to go. So there's a couple of options. If you're maybe not ready to apply yet, maybe not ready to register yet, but you want more information, I encourage you to go to this website, foothill.edu/ESL. We will keep this website updated as well. There were a couple of great ideas that we heard today from our lovely ESL faculty. For example, the possibilities of an English communication club where you can get together and speak English with other people. If that does get started, definitely we will update that on our website here, foothill.edu/ESL. Also, if we really want to get that club started, you want to reach out to me and let me know you're interested so I can make sure people know we have students already who are interested in a club. If you prefer to speak with somebody, you can try David McCormick as well. Here's his phone number, here's his email address, but you can also reach out to me as well. So that's for more information. Let's say you're ready to apply. Yes, let's do this. You can visit this website, foothill.edu/reg, R-E-G, which is short for registration. That is where you're going to be able to apply for admission. Now, like I've said, this can be a tough, challenging situation. That's why I am here to help. So if you want extra help going through the application, please feel free to contact me and I will give you my contact information in just a moment. So let's say you applied, you're ready. Spring 2020, here you come. You also need to register for class or classes. And to do this, you want to visit your portal, or I should say my portal, because even though it's your portal, we still call it my portal. And you can do so by going to the website myportal.fhda.edu. You will need to enter your student ID and password. For your first visit, the first time you log into my portal, you will use your birth date. Two numbers for the month, 2 numbers for the day, 4 numbers for the year, and then you will have to set an official password. Again, we know that this can be a little bit tricky to do. So there's even a registration video available if you would like to check that out to help you register for classes. You can find it on our YouTube page, which I have also included at the bottom. That's our YouTube page. And you'll be able to get that video. And it's more of me. You're welcome, or I apologize. I don't know which one. But I will walk you through the registration process if you watch that video. Or if you'd rather have me in real time, which I'm happy to do, you can also contact me. All right, let me stop saying I'm going to give you my contact information and let me give it to you. Here is my email address and also my Google Voice number. You are able to call or text me. I like both of those. You can also find more information at a website on Foothill's pages that I control. That sounds like it's more important than it is, but I update it. And that's foothill.edu/adult learners. The recording for this presentation will be provided here at foothill.edu/ESL. Okay. Whew. We made it. So now at this time, I want to invite anybody to unmute yourself and ask questions. I want to invite faculty to add any information or ask questions as well. If there's anything, we can help each other out as a group. If there was anything that happened in the chat, maybe you want to lead the discussion, please feel free. So don't be shy, especially our students. We're here for you and we want to hear from you. So students, whether you're new or future students, please let us know if you have any questions.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Roberta. I'm an international student, and then I'm looking for my degree in Foothill College. But I have a question about the classes now, because I don't know if I can apply right now because the coronavirus. So
yes, so we do have classes. We are holding all of our classes that were in person, right? Where you go to college to take the class. we are still offering those classes. However, they are virtual or over the computer, but that is not the same as online classes. So an international student can take those classes, even though they're happening over the computer. That's only because it's virtual, because we have to stay home, yes?
Yes, yes.
So you can still apply. It would be okay, yes.
Oh, so I'm looking the profile and then I can see, I'm looking for the, which courses I can apply for example, I'm looking for chemistry.
Chemistry, okay.
Yeah, but I need more information about, and then how I can apply, because I mean, when I look in the website, it's a little bit confused for me. So I need help about that.
I understand. And that is a challenging class because chemistry has parts of it that are hard to do over the computer. We know that.
I know.
Maybe Josh or Ariel, if you can help me weigh in on if we know any information, or even Simon, about chemistry. Definitely we have, you know, a placement information that we can provide more of, but if maybe just some general information about the accessibility for chemistry.
So, hello, Roberta. My name is Simon. I'm going to message you privately in the chat. If you could message me back with your email, I would be happy to connect you with the chemistry department and the dean, Dean Ram Subramaniam, and we can get the answers that you need, okay? So
sounds good.
I'm just going to message you privately, and then you can send me your email, and I'll connect you with Dean Subramaniam this evening.
Oh, that's great.
No worries. Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Simon. And Roberta, once you have your chemistry information, if you still need help with application or registration or any of that, please still reach out to me as well, okay?
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much.
No problem. Any other questions?
Yes, I have a questions.
Yes.
Yeah, before I checked the Foothill College website, and I got information from the website. I must be create a CCC account, you know.
Yes.
So that is the same ID with my Foothill College student ID, or I must be waiting for assignment from Foothill College.
Hi,
Correct.
I can answer that question for you.
Please, feel free.
So, hi, my name is Aviel. I work in the Irish department and worked in admissions and records as well. So you get 2 emails after you apply to Foothill College. That's 2 emails. One is your OpenCCC account creation information.
Ariel,
yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, and I don't know if it's just my connection, but if you could speak slowly, I want to make sure we're catching everything that you say.
I don't think it's your connection. I think it's me. I'll talk a little slower. And so once you get that first email, you'll probably want to wait 24 hours to receive a second email. That second email will say, "Welcome to Foothill College," and will contain an 8-digit number as your student ID from now on.
Yeah,
so that's 2 emails you'll receive.
Got the Foothill College student ID. I just gain a CCC account ID. So I don't know the next step. What can I do?
So when did you do the application? How long ago?
Let me check. March 16.
Okay. And for what term? Did you do it for the spring quarter?
Sorry?
Did you do that application for the spring term?
Spring term.
It'll say you've registered for spring term. If not, if you send your information privately to me and your name and your phone number and your date of birth, I'll look up your account information on our system.
Yeah, I just got a CCC account email. I didn't. Maybe I will check the.
I will send you a private message here in the chat if you're able to see that.
Sorry?
I'm sending you a private message on the chat, if you can see it now.
Okay.
Send me your name and your birth date, and I can search up your information.
Janie, I wonder if you want to put them in a breakout room and maybe they could speak.
That would be so smart. I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
Simon?
If you let me host, I could do it.
Oh, great. Yeah, so let me make you a host as well. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that. Good functionality to know for the future. I will work on that. Okay.
Shirley, do you understand? I'm going to put you in a room.
I just got an email from Shirley, so we're connected now. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So you guys want to just do it over email instead of face-to-face?
Yeah. Thank you.
I test here. You know?
Do you guys, are you good, or do you want me to throw you into a room?
I see it, Shirley.
Okay.
I'll reply on there, okay?
All right. So they're good now, Janie.
Thank you, Sharon.
I'll
But I
pass
will
it back
still
to you.
keep you a co-host. So if we have anybody else, that's a great idea. Thank you. See, everybody, we always learn. I learn something, you learn something every day. So Shirley, just to be clear, Adiel will email you and continue to help you to make sure that we get you registered, okay?
Thank you so much.
Great. Any other questions? You doing okay there, George? I called you out. All good? I think you're muted. Can you unmute? There we go. It looks like it's working.
It's working right now?
Yes, there. Welcome, George. Did you have any questions?
Yeah, thank you for this speech. I like your way to teach. And I would like to say I'm going to take a paralegal study at De Anza College. So I was wondering if I took ESL at Foothill College, so it could be counted for me as a credits at De Anza or not?
Yes, it can. So we are sister colleges, but in order to transfer your transcript back and forth, right, you would need to submit it. However, what we usually recommend is if you would like to attend both schools, you can go to De Anza and you can go to Foothill. Usually they just want you to say which one, you pick one that's your main school. So your main school can be either one, and you can attend classes for both at De Anza and at Foothill.
So if I attend here and at Foothill College, so I need to transfer the credits, or just I can tell them that I had the ESL here?
Right. So I'm going to make sure I'm giving you the right information. Josh or Adiel, am I correct that if he wants to, George wants to have his transcript classes be all on one, that he would need to submit, for example, Foothill transcript to De Anza to add those classes? I just want to make sure I'm giving the right information.
So you want on your transcript to show up Foothill and De Anza classes?
Yes.
So unfortunately, we can't necessarily, so one thing you could do is you could submit a request to have your transcript evaluated from our admissions and records department. And if you send me your email, I can connect you to the appropriate person who does that. But generally transcripts are separate. So you would get if you applied to another college, if you applied to a different college, you would submit 2 transcripts, one from your Foothill grades, one from your De Anza or another college's grades. Generally that is the case, but I can work with you one-on-one and see if maybe we can give you credit. That is another option. You can get credit from a different university or college that you attended. You would have to, again, contact our evaluations department, and I can send you that information. You contact the evaluations department, and they can see what classes they can give you credit for at Foothill College. Not always can we give you credit, but a lot of times we can, depending on what college you took it at. But transcripts are usually separate, depending on where you took them.
So to be clear, George, we do not automatically have classes taken at Foothill go to De Anza. on the transcript, or De Anza classes go to Foothill transcript. You would need to submit your transcript, let's say from Foothill to De Anza. Then they would evaluate it and add those classes to your transcript. Does that make sense?
Yes, but do I need to make another assessment there, or just evaluate the transcript that I will take it from Foothill?
Okay, so
You can
to
send
be
your
clear,
transcripts. Oh, go ahead, Jane.
you don't have to do it right away. You can take classes without moving your transcripts. So if you've already taken a placement test at De Anza College, then you do still, and you want to take a placement test at Foothill, you will need to take the placement test again at Foothill. But in order to take a placement test at Foothill and or register for classes at Foothill, we do not need your De Anza transcript unless you think one of the classes you took at De Anza could help you place into the level of English class that you want. Does that make sense?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
If
Thank
you have more questions, please reach out to me, okay?
Sure.
Anybody else have any questions?
I have a more question.
Yes, please, Shirley, it's okay.
I would like to take the business administration Hill. Because I checked so many times. I don't know, due to coronavirus, it will be go on or stop here. I can enroll.
Yes, all of our classes that we were going to have for spring 2020 are still going to happen, okay? The difference is that if it was a class that was going to meet face-to-face, in person, on campus, now it is a virtual class. You can still enroll, and you will get an email from your teacher to help you understand how to access your class through the technology virtual components, okay? So if we offer the class in our spring 2020 schedule of classes, then it's still offered.
Okay.
It will
You had another question?
It will likely occur face-to-face like we're doing now. It will be through, and your instructor will speak like I'm speaking now, and they will teach you the content of the class. So if you see on your schedule of classes that it says a time, that class will be at that time, but online. Like this meeting started at 6 p.m. That class would also start at 6 p.m. or whatever time you selected. You would have to log in and sign up just like you did for this meeting.
Okay. Oh, I still waiting for 1 year, 1 day because still have 2 months.
Establish your residency?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll send you more information about that as well then.
Okay.
Excuse me. And if you're ready for the level non-credit, level 3, you can take that as a non-credit class as well, which means you will not have to pay any tuition fee. And then Sharon, I'm sorry, were you going to add something?
No.
Is it you?
Yeah, but when you're finished with this.
Yes.
Are you guys done?
Yes.
Okay, new topic.
Shirley had any other questions?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been talking with Ali, and I'm a little confused. If she has registered at De Anza, can she take classes at Foothill without having to transfer or re-register or anything?
She would need to apply to
separately
whichever college she's taking classes at. So if she's taking classes at De Anza but hasn't applied to Foothill, she would need to apply to Foothill to take classes at Foothill.
Okay. So it sounds like, Ali, you have to do it again, register at Foothill. Yeah.
And the nice thing is, because you used CCC Apply to apply for De Anza College, you have an account with them, so all of your information is stored. So you will just have to fill in a little bit of details, but most of your information from your De Anza application will already be in CCC Apply, and you can put that toward your Foothill application. Again, I'm going to put it in here. You can apply to Foothill by going to foothill.edu/reg. There will be an apply now button, and it'll keep you on Foothill College's application even when you go into the CCC Apply website. I just put that website address into the chat box. Thank you, Sharon. Any other questions? I'm love that we used our whole time here almost. It's great. I also want to remind anybody who maybe is shy, or maybe you just don't want to talk about your questions in this way. That's totally okay. You can call me, text me, or email me. And right before we say our goodbyes, I'll put that screen back up for a few minutes in case you did not have a chance to get my contact information. So just because we're going to end here in a moment doesn't mean that I'm disappearing. You can always reach out to me, and I am here to help you. Yes, Robert?
Yeah, Jeannie, I see a question here from Duyan Lee, who's asking a question about pharmacy technician certification and about the specific requirements for that program. Do you think it would be best to refer that student directly to the pharmacy tech department or to the counseling department? Academic counseling, or either one?
I would even just say sending me an email or giving me your email address in some way. I can even get that information out to you, Duyan. This information is stored in our websites on foothill.edu. Josh, thank you. He just added that website information. However, I still can help elaborate on that. I can give more information and make sure that you understand the requirements of the program. I do know that the first step is to take the introduction class. That's only worth, I think, 1 or 2 units. It's a shorter class just to make sure that you understand what the program, the pharmacy tech program, involves. So you get an introduction before getting into the actual program and classes. So that would be the first step. But in terms of requirements, I don't know offhand. The website will list them, but I can also help further later on.
There are a lot of helpful links in the chat too. So if you want to scroll through the chat, if you have a minute after the presentation's over, I would suggest scrolling through and looking at the links that have been placed there. And then a recording of this will be on the ESL website as well, correct?
Yes, and I am going to, once again, before we leave, put my contact information. So Duyan or anybody maybe who asked a question and didn't get it answered on the chat, or if you just want to make sure you understood, please reach out to me, email me or call me, and we can talk more, and I will walk you through every part of it if that's what you need. Okay, any other questions or anything that I might have missed in the chat?
Just a quick question. Do you have like office hours or sometime when that you're scheduled to be available live for students?
That's an excellent question. Thank you so much for asking that. I think working from home, I might have even completely left that off here. So my general working hours are about 8:30 to 4 p.m., but I can make myself available later. I know that we do still have students or people who are working or have other commitments during the day. Thank you for that, by the way. So anytime between 8:30 to 4, if you want to call or text me, please feel free. If you need me to be outside of those hours, maybe before 8:30 or after 4 p.m., I'm happy to adjust my schedule, so you can email me and we can make an appointment. Thank you for asking that question. And I'll write it in the chat as well. And that's Monday through Friday. I should say that. They let me have my weekends. Any other questions before we take off for the evening? Okay, well, thank you, everybody. Let me share my screen one more time so you have my contact information. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for coming here today and participating. All of my Foothill family, thank you as well for being here. This was a first time for us to have this orientation online, so we did it. Heck yeah. All right, so I will stay on for a few more minutes just to make sure there's no more questions, or if you make sure you can take down my contact information. But for now, I will stop the recording if I know how to do that. And everyone else, if you're going to be leaving with us, thanks again and have a great night.
Thank you, Jenny.